Life throws countless challenges our way, but the key to navigating them lies not in avoiding hardships, but in how we respond to them. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, offers timeless wisdom that can help us face adversity with strength, clarity, and resilience. In today's video, I'll walk you through 10 essential Stoic rules that can transform the way you approach life. Whether it's dealing with setbacks, handling stress, or simply finding peace within yourself. These aren't just philosophical ideas. They're actionable principles that you can start applying right now. If you're ready to discover how to live with purpose, overcome obstacles with grace, and build a mindset that lasts, keep watching until the end. You won't want to miss these powerful lessons. Let's dive in. Number 1. Focus only on what you can control. The core of Stoicism is understanding the difference between what we can control and what we cannot. We can't control other people's actions or the world around us, but we can control how we respond to them. Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher, reminds us that we are not disturbed by things themselves, but by our judgments about them. For example, if someone cuts you off in traffic, you can't change their behavior, but you can control your reaction. By choosing not to let that situation ruin your day, you're practicing Stoic control. This simple principle can radically improve your mental peace and overall happiness. Another key part of this rule is the idea of internal versus external. When we focus on controlling our internal thoughts, behaviors, and reactions, we free ourselves from the stress of trying to manipulate everything around us. It's about accepting what is outside your control and concentrating your energy on what you can shape, your mindset. By applying this rule, you'll find yourself spending less time stressed over circumstances and more time focused on how you can positively respond. Number 2, embrace adversity as opportunity for growth. In Stoicism, hardship is not something to avoid, but something to embrace. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wrote extensively about the idea that obstacles are opportunities to practice virtue. For instance, when faced with a challenging situation, think of it as a training ground for your resilience and self-discipline. A great example of this is the way athletes view tough training sessions. Instead of dreading the pain, they know it's part of the process that will ultimately make them stronger. In Stoic terms, the obstacle is the way. Every challenge you face has the potential to shape you into a better version of yourself. Take the example of losing a job. Instead of viewing it as a failure, a Stoic would see it as a chance to reevaluate goals, learn new skills, and grow. This shift in perspective allows you to face adversity with courage rather than fear, knowing it's part of life's natural process. By practicing this rule, you'll develop a mindset that sees opportunities where others see setbacks. Challenges will no longer break you, they'll make you. Number 3, be present and live in the moment. One of the most powerful Stoic principles is the idea of living in the present moment. Too often, we're either regretting the past or worrying about the future. Stoicism teaches us to embrace the here and now. By focusing on the present, we remove the distractions that prevent us from living fully. Consider a simple daily activity like walking. If you are distracted by worries or memories, you miss the beauty of the moment. The fresh air, the rhythm of your steps, the sounds around you. When you practice Stoicism, you learn to experience life with all your senses, without overthinking or overanalyzing. By focusing on what's in front of you, your thoughts, your actions, and your current environment, you increase your level of mindfulness and peace. Every moment becomes an opportunity for awareness and growth. This rule is about training yourself to not be ruled by past mistakes or future anxieties. Living in the present is where true freedom lies. Number 4, practice gratitude daily. Gratitude is a cornerstone of Stoic practice. Stoics understood that life isn't about having everything we want, but about appreciating everything we have. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often wrote about being thankful for the simple gifts of life. such as good health, time with loved ones, and the beauty of nature. A Stoic starts each day by reflecting on what they're thankful for. This isn't just about saying thank you, but deeply appreciating the present moment and everything it has to offer. It's a practice that can turn even difficult times into moments of growth. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, life becomes richer. For example, instead of complaining about a long commute, a Stoic would focus on the time to reflect, listen to a podcast, or simply enjoy a moment of solitude. Gratitude transforms your perspective and makes even the most mundane aspects of life feel meaningful. By adopting a daily gratitude practice, you'll shift your focus from scarcity to abundance, helping you become more content and centered. Number 5, cultivate self-discipline. Self-discipline is at the heart of Stoic philosophy. It's about mastering your desires and impulses rather than letting them control you. This is crucial for personal development because without discipline, you can't achieve any long-term goals. In Stoicism, it's believed that a true Stoic lives in harmony with nature, not driven by fleeting emotions or desires. A great example is the Stoic practice of fasting. By depriving yourself of certain comforts, you train your body to not depend on external pleasures for happiness. This teaches you that joy and fulfillment are not tied to material things, but come from within. You can start small with simple acts of self-discipline, like waking up earlier or sticking to a workout routine. Each act of discipline strengthens your willpower and helps you stay focused on what really matters. When you're able to control your impulses, you'll find a sense of peace and clarity that allows you to pursue your goals more effectively. Number 6, be mindful of your thoughts. Stoics believe that our thoughts shape our actions. The key to mastering your thoughts is being mindful of what enters your mind and how you react to it. A Stoic understands that negative thoughts don't have to define you. Instead, you can choose to redirect them in a positive direction. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, once wrote that a person is not disturbed by things, but by the views he takes of them. If you think of a stressful situation as an opportunity for growth, your entire perspective shifts. This doesn't mean ignoring your emotions, but understanding them and learning how to control them. When you find yourself getting angry or anxious, step back and reflect on why you feel this way and how you can respond more wisely. By mastering your thoughts, you take control of your emotional state and are better equipped to handle life's challenges with composure and clarity. Number 7, live according to your values. One of the most important Stoic rules is living a life true to your values. Instead of being swayed by external influences like social pressure or fleeting trends, Stoics advocate for living authentically based on what you truly believe in. This requires deep self-awareness and courage, as it often means going against the grain of society's expectations. For example, imagine a situation where you're offered a promotion at work, but it conflicts with your values of work-life balance. A Stoic would choose to stay true to their values rather than chase a material goal that doesn't align with their deeper beliefs. Living according to your values means saying no to things that don't serve your long-term well-being. It's about making choices that align with your deeper sense of purpose and integrity, not just immediate gratification. By doing so, you will live a more fulfilling and authentic life. One that's driven by your true self rather than external pressures. Number 8, accept the impermanence of life. Stoics remind us that everything in life is temporary, including our successes, relationships, and even our lives. By accepting this impermanence, we can live more fully and appreciate the moments we have. It helps us avoid attachment to material things and prevents unnecessary suffering when things inevitably change. The Stoic philosopher Heraclitus famously said, "The only constant in life is change." This rule encourages us to embrace change rather than fear it. When we let go of our need to control everything, we become more flexible and adaptable in the face of life's uncertainties. An example would be dealing with the loss of a loved one. while grief is natural. Stoicism teaches us to honor the memory without clinging to the past. By accepting that life is fleeting, we are better able to appreciate the time we have with others and find peace in letting go. Embracing impermanence leads to greater freedom and reduces anxiety over things we can't control. Number 9, practice forgiveness. Forgiveness is a powerful Stoic practice that can heal wounds and restore inner peace. Holding on to resentment or grudges only harms ourselves, not the person we're angry with. Stoicism teaches that forgiveness is an essential step toward personal freedom and peace of mind. Take the example of a friend who betrays you. Instead of holding on to anger and resentment, a Stoic would recognize that the anger doesn't serve their well-being. By forgiving the person and letting go of the negative feelings, you free yourself from the emotional burden. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing bad behavior, but rather freeing yourself from the hold that negative emotions have on you. It's about choosing peace over conflict. By practicing forgiveness, you cultivate emotional resilience and peace, which is essential for living a Stoic life. Number 10, pursue wisdom above all else. The final Stoic rule is perhaps the most important. Always pursue wisdom. Stoicism teaches that wisdom is the highest virtue because it helps us understand life's deeper truths and navigate it with clarity. Wisdom allows us to distinguish between what is worth pursuing and what is not, guiding us toward a life of purpose. To pursue wisdom, a Stoic seeks knowledge from different sources, reflects on their experiences, and engages in critical thinking. For example, reading the works of great philosophers or discussing ideas with others can expand your understanding of the world. Wisdom isn't just intellectual knowledge. It's about applying what you've learned in a way that improves your life and the lives of those around you. The Stoics believed that wisdom was the key to achieving true happiness and tranquility. By continually pursuing wisdom, you refine your character and build the foundation for a fulfilling life. There you have it, 10 Stoic rules that can radically change how you approach life, especially when times get tough. These principles aren't just abstract ideas. They're practical tools you can use every single day to build resilience, find inner peace, and lead a more purposeful life. Remember, Stoicism is about progress, not perfection. Start small, practice consistently, and watch how these rules shape your mindset and actions. If you found value in these Stoic teachings, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to support our journey together. I'd love to hear your thoughts on which Stoic rule resonates most with you. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.